Welcome back, folks. This is Tommy, Help with Gadgets, and we've got a pretty neat knife to do a review of today. This one is a new company for me. This is from AGoKnives.com. It's called the AGo BALDR, B-A-L-D-R. And while I'm looking at the card here, this is number 28, titanium grade 5 for the scales, for the handle, and for the clip. And you're looking at CPM 154 for the blade steel. Now this knife is kind of sort of on loan to me from Mr. Eddy, although it's not really on loan to me because he's not even had a chance to handle it yet. I picked this one up for him at Blade Show. He had won it sometime last year. And then I picked it up for him at Blade Show 2025 and was able to bring it home and be able to take a look at it and disassemble and clean it and all that good stuff. And now it's time for me to do a review of it and get it sent to him. In fact, it's probably past time, but looking about 3.5 inches on the blade length, right at 8 inches overall. And I think this one's actually going to be fairly light. Let's take a look and see. Alright, let's get units back to grams and then take a look at it. Nope, not grams. Ounces. We're looking at about 3.4 ounces. So 3.5 inch blade, 3.4 ounces. I think that's pretty good. Alright, let's look at it compared against some other knives that I have that you may also have and that you may be able to compare the size against. Let's do the CJRB Pyrite. So you can see it's bigger than the Pyrite. It's also going to be a little bit bigger than the, let me move things down a little bit here, than the Penguin. Alright, let's do a couple of more. Let's do a whoops, crash there. Just all kinds of fun on this on this review. We've got a Vosteed Porcupine. We've also got a Vosteed Acorn. So both bigger than both of those. Let's look at something that may be more along the size of it. There is the Ozark Trail. Just getting a little bit closer. This one's not going to be though. This is the Demko Shark Cub. Alright, and then we'll get a couple of larger knives here. Go ahead and get the Kaiser Militaw, which is pretty close in size there, and also the Miguron Morial. All right, let's see. For profile, or for thickness, however you want to put it, this is against the Penguin. This is against the Pyrite. And this is against the Militaw. Militaw is going to be a little bit wider, or a little bit thicker. Same thing for the Morial. And we know the Shark Cub is going to be thinner. We'll look at the Acorn, about the same size there. As far as in-pocket profile, there it is against the Acorn. Let's move this down and put this one over it. I'm working with a little bit different camera setup, so the things are just a tad closer to me, so I'm having to adjust for that. Let's see something that may be a little more similar. That's the Militaw, and there's the Ozark Trail. All right, let's grab a pair of pants here and actually put these over here and slide that in. So you see it actually looks pretty good in pocket. It tucks up nicely against the seam over here. You've got the clip that's nicely done. No issues there at all, and generally looks pretty nice. In and out of the pocket pretty easily. So no issues there as well. So the blade steel CPM 154, of course, scales are titanium. The finish on the blade is a satin, and well done there. You've got several different faces there that's that you're looking at. You do have the AGo company logo there. Nothing on this side, and the only thing right here would be the number. If I can get it to focus in, there's the serial number of the blade, or the knife. It does not have a lanyard hole. It's got some pretty cool features though. This back spacer, which you can then see the edge of the blade through there. I think that's pretty cool. You would need to be careful if you have other things in pocket, which you're probably not going to want other things in pocket with the knife. But just keep that in mind. Jimping on the knife, you've got jimping here on the flipper, and you've also got jimping on the front flipper, which then is there on the top of that spine where your finger would naturally go. Other than that, very smooth and very thin handle. We'll get into some more about that here in just a few minutes. Opening methods, of course, you've got the front flipper, which can easily be indexed. And then you've also got the rear flipper, which is not as easy, but unless you kind of push it this way, or kind of pull and out like that. It does not push button very well, but it kind of sort of does. It's okay. No serious complaints there. Price on this, from what I can understand looking at the website, in US dollars it would be $289.46, which is not bad. There was, when I was talking to the folks at Blade Show, there was a little bit of a language barrier there because I do not speak French. And from what I understand, some of the parts are made by Kaiser, and but then assembled there in their factory or their location. And from what I can tell from the website, they also make custom knives. So this is, I guess, their foray into production. And not a bad little knife, if I must say so. D10 on this one is pretty good, especially for the front flipper. It is pretty well dialed in. The acoustics are very nice. There's lockup there, and I have disassembled and cleaned it. There's no blade play, no up and down. Again, scale material is this kind of a stone-washed titanium. It fits in hand very well. Surprisingly enough, even as thin as it is back through here, or it looks thin, but then you got to take into account this back spacer, and it kind of fits in hand well. That being said, I did not tear down a bunch of boxes with this or anything like that. It feels really good, like in a draw cut. If you're in a grip like this, it feels really good. So I can't complain about any of that. It's almost a drop shut on the action. There's not really a lot. There's a little bit of a hot spot right here. If, for example, you kept something else in your pocket and you wanted to reach in there, this clip is a little bit of a hot spot for that. Just be aware of that. But in hand, that's actually behind it. my hand, so not a problem at all there. Let's see, anything else I want to talk about this? You've got a pretty deep cutout right there for the relief, and then also that's a clip sits on top of there. I'm not sure how that would do long term, if it might eat your pocket up a little bit. That remains to be seen, but it did not seem to be binding when it was going in and out of pocket for me when I've tried that. Nice blade shape. I do like that. Overall, I like this knife. If I'll go with the saying that I've been saying, if I had unlimited funds and could get this knife, I probably would. This one would be a neat one to add to the collection. It's to me, it's a good shape. It fits well in hand for in a lot of different ways. Would be a very nice gentleman's carry, in my opinion, because it's kind of slim, but also it looks very futuristic type in my opinion. Just looks really good. But again, that's my opinion. Yours may vary. So let me know in the comments below what you think about this knife. Again, this one's a new one for me, and I appreciate Mr. Eddy letting me take a look at it. Y'all please hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't done so. Hope to see y'all again soon. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks for watching.